Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky edged out his freshman colleague, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, as the top vote-getter in a conservative straw poll of 2016 presidential hopefuls. Paul, the Tea Party favorite elected in 2010, garnered 25% of the vote in the Conservative Political Action Conference straw poll. Rubio, who was considered by Mitt Romney as a potential running mate in 2012, took 23% of the vote. Both Paul and Rubio were among the featured speakers at the 40th annual conference, one of the largest gatherings of conservative activists in the country. Even though they've only been in Washington a short time, both have already made their mark. Paul with his recent 13-hour filibuster protesting the Obama administration's drone policy, and Rubio on immigration legislation. CPAC wraps up its three-day event with remarks Saturday night from freshman Senator Ted Cruz, Art Texas, whose hard-charging ways have rankled even some Republicans. He made headlines this week during a heated exchange with Senator Dianne Feinstein, D. California, on guns and the Second Amendment. The conservative conference regularly attracts the rising stars of the Republican Party and is often a place where potential White House contenders make an impact with the grassroots activists who can help fuel the national campaign. Former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum came in third in the straw poll with 8% of the CPAC vote, followed by New Jersey Gov. Chris Christie, who was not invited to speak at the conference, with 7% of the vote. Representative Paul Ryan of Wisconsin, the 2012 GOP vice presidential nominee, who was supported by 6% of the CPAC voters. Lori Daubierite, a high school teacher from Fairfax County, VA, said she voted for Paul when she heard the senator say he would abolish the federal Department of Education, which she called completely useless. Education is a local issue, she said. So did Antonio De La Pena, a college student at University of Virginia, who called Paul a more toned-down version of Ron Paul. Phil Johnson, 27, a technology project manager for a financial services company, said the senator is the one candidate who has a grasp on liberty. There were 23 candidates in the straw poll, which was sponsored by the Washington Times and conducted by Fabrice C.O. McLaughlin and Associates. There were also 44 write-in candidates, including former Congressman Allen West and ex-Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. The conservative movement hasn't quite come to a consensus, pollster Tony Fabrice C.O. said Saturday about the wide field included in the poll. CPAC's straw polls typically don't match up with the results of presidential primaries or elections. The passionate followers of former Texas Congressman Ron Paul, Rand Paul's father, helped the libertarian-thinking Republican win the CPAC straw poll twice, but that didn't translate when it came time to vote in GOP primaries. Since 1976, only Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush have won the CPAC straw poll and gone on to win the White House.